How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got another update on Griffis Blessing, property management company out of Colorado. I think they're in all of Colorado, at least Denver and Colorado Springs area. Well, it seems here we got the rent check back for September. Don't know why. I just went to our post office and asked, what does that mean? What does it mean return to sender? The address is supposedly good. Griffis Blessing says the address is good. Why is this coming back? We don't know. Of course, it's the Postal Service, right? That branch doesn't have a clue. The guy said, you got to go to the delivering branch and ask them why. I'm like, got to go downtown? I'm not going downtown. It's not my mail. In good faith, we've been trying to pay September's rent. We don't know if October's will come back. I'll bring you an update if that comes back. But yeah, I'm just sharing this with people because if you start a business, whatever, these are the headaches you might get into with a bad property management company such as Griffis Blessing. And of course, you'll probably see that it says Monument Rocks Property. Well, that's actually the owner of the place. I'm guessing that's just addressed there. So Griffis Blessing, when they get this, they know, oh, that's the Monument Rocks property, and they know which, how to log it into the system that they received check for X amount, blah, blah, blah. Well, this time instead of saying vacant address like the other one did, this says return to sender, unable to forward, return to sender. So I went to our branch, asked them, what does that mean? He doesn't know. He goes, I don't know why they're not delivering it. I don't know what that means. I talked to this guy, Douglas, at our branch. He said you have to go to the delivering branch. I'm like, well, who's that? Because as if I know who's downtown. And he gave me that address. That was 201 East Pikes Peak. They deliver for Griffis Blessing for that 102 North Cascade Avenue, Suite 550 in Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80903. I was like, I saw a phone number on his thing. I was like, can I have a phone number? Is that a direct line? Well, he gave me a phone number, 719-570-5336 for that branch. I have no idea if that goes through or not. How much work do I want to put into this? All they have to do is pick up the check. Well, you know what the email they sent us said? Oh, well, it's against our policy to pick up rent checks. It's your mail that's not being delivered. Is it just ours? Is it other people? Are you blaming other people for not getting rent on time? Because legally, this is Postal Service. We've been trying to pay you. Now you got to go down there, put your big girl panties on, go down there and say, hey, and you can show them the picture we sent you and say, why is our mail being returned? First one says vacant, now this one says return to sender. Why is our mail being returned if that's all the correct information as you told us it was per the picture in the email to you? It's very simple, Carrie, very simple. You need to figure out, unless you're doing this to spite us. That's the only thing I can think. Well, return to sender, are they getting this and they're saying, we're returning it, trying to spite us? In which case, maybe the owners of Monument Rock properties that we've been including on the email need to come pick this up and figure this out for themselves. It is their building. It is their rent. Maybe they need to put on some big boy pants and come down here. I mean, I like the people. I think they're honest. I think we don't really have too many issues with them directly. I understand they inherited this place. It's new to them. It's not, something in their wheelhouse where they brought this up from the ground. I get that. So I give them a lot of leeway for not knowing and probably need to be shown what to do. So having been in charge of rental properties before myself, having been a part of a multi-million-dollar business, having been part of a startup, etc., in my wheelhouse, what I would do is, if I'm the property management company, is I would be going down to my branch and saying, what is going on? Now, if you're doing this out of spite, the owner needs to be saying, what are you doing? This is rent. He needs to come down here, pick this up, because for us to go downtown Colorado Springs and come back, that's probably 2 hours of our day. Not to mention, I don't know if there's paid parking for your place or what. So if I have to pay for parking, I have to drive down there, I have to fill up my tank, wear and tear on my vehicle, and spend the time. Big part is spend the time out of my day as a business owner to shut down the door for 2 hours to come down there. And we get random people in throughout the day. Yesterday, I sold something, hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, because a guy saw our sign and walked into here. Now, that was random. If we would have been closed, he would have tried the door. Who knows if he would have come back? Who knows if he would have, spur of the moment, bought some items? That's how we pay rent, is by people coming in here and doing transactions, not by this. And I know, some people will say, well, how about an ACH? Well, you know what? If we were hooked up ACH, they'd be charging us for our sign still, which we don't have by the road. Electricity for a sign we don't have. Our first few months of invoices actually had somebody else's rent on it. So they would have been withdrawing from our account automatically because that's how they want it set up. It's not like we're authorizing. They're just pulling the money at the first of the month. Well, no, they would have been pulling the wrong amount of money, which would have, at that time, would have only had the funds in it needed, barely needed. So things would have been getting bounced. They would have been causing a lot of issues for us. We can't have that. And you guys don't do, in this modern era, a way to pay you any other way. There's plenty of methods to pay for rent. I mean, I got a buddy that owns 40 homes. He takes Venmo, for God's sakes. You know, he collects buco bucks on rent. You could say he's a pretty big player in the rental industry with 40 properties. Some commercial, a lot of residential, and he takes other forms of payment. Not Griffis Blessing. So they either want an ACH or old school letter mail. Well, we're dealing with the post office. This was sent. We got a postmark. We sent it twice per our evidence. We're trying to pay you. This isn't us trying anything funky. It is here. We are not going down there. And if you get October's, then we got to say, why is this one coming back? Because if this one is the only one coming back, then it's probably out of spite, because when it says return to sender, that makes me believe that this showed up and you guys had it sent back to us. I wonder if it's out of spite to try and get us in trouble because we caused some issues with you because we just wanted to say you need to communicate better, which you guys don't communicate at all. I mean, we've had random people walking on the roof. We had the sidewall that was painted that no one ever told us about. Also, there's people out there taking up parking spots and they're painting and doing a crappy job at it. But that's Griffis Blessing's approved painters. I wish the owner, Craig, would show up and I would show him all the stuff they did wrong. It's already peeling back there. I have a whole video on that. That your paint job sucked. What is that? A $300 paint job? I hope you didn't charge the owners any more than that, because it's better than it was, but it's going to last a year. I'm thinking you're putting lipstick on a pig. And I understand from other owners around here, it feels like, by owners, I mean business owners. I'm not going to say who, but some other of the businesses on the perimeter have told us this place has been up for sale many times and people back out because there's so many issues, like the roof, like the parking lot that you did pave, but I have a feeling that needed to be paved because you're trying to sell it. And we still got the sewer line issue, which, because all the restaurants, which were never approved for the sewer and have grease traps and this and that, you have sewer line issues. This is well known between all the renters that have been here for a long time. We've all talked about it. You don't think we talk to other people renting spaces here? We do. And we talk to perimeter owners too. And they're like, oh yeah, a lot of people have backed out of buying that place. Because actually, Aaron and I were thinking about maybe we do an SBA loan and buy this place. I don't know though, man. There's a lot of issues with this property. And I'm going to keep making videos calling this shit out because this is ridiculous. We're sending you stuff. I'm documenting all this because I don't trust Griffis Blessing at all. I do not trust you one single bit. You have a very bad reviews for residential properties. Of course, business owners don't typically post a review, but I'm not shy because I do YouTube. That's what I do. And I'll call it like I see it. And you're not a blessing. There is no blessing with you at all. That should be taken from the name blessing, because that you're not a blessing. You're not a blessing. Can I get an amen? Amen, man. You're not a blessing. You are not a blessing. So anyways, hopefully you like the video, because it's time. I don't even care at this point. I'm going to let it all out there and you guys can figure it out.